Dopamine acts on alpha 1 receptor, beta 1 receptor, and D1 receptor. In the case of alpha 1 receptor, vasculature is least sensitive to dopamine, 10 to 20 microgram per minute vesicular dose of dopamine is given. In the case of beta 1 receptor, especially in heart, 5 to 10 microgram per minute cardiac dose of dopamine is given. In the case of D1 receptor, renal vasculature is most sensitive to dopamine. Dose 0 to 5 microgram renal dose is given for D1. So for alpha 1, 10 to 20 microgram per minute dose is required. For beta 1, 5 to 10 microgram per minute cardiac dose is required. And for D1, 0 to 5 microgram renal dose of dopamine is required. So compared to alpha 1, beta 1 and D1, less amount of dose is required in the case of D1. So D1 is most sensitive to dopamine. Effects Effects of dopamine is dilation of renal vasculature. In the case of hypotension and stress is the feature of Addison disease because absence of cortisol in Addison disease occur. Epinephrine during intense sympathetic discharge, during fear, fight, and flight condition, epinephrine is released. Epinephrine acts on both alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1, and beta 2. But in the case of alpha 1 is least sensitive to epinephrine at high dose of epinephrine. And beta 2 is most sensitive to epinephrine at low dose of epinephrine during moderate exercise.